Well, I thought I'd share a little story for our weekly warm-up. This time we just finished a couple team camps, and they're always successful and fun when we get teams in here, and I can learn a little bit about their culture and different team dynamics. It helps me grow as a coach. And one of our themes that we talk about with our teams is speaking life into others, speaking greatness into others, and I get that idea from Proverbs 18:21, and where it says the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. And for me, I really believe that our words are really powerful. They have the ability to build people up or tear them down, and it's important for us as athletes and teammates and even just community members and citizens that we choose our words wisely, because our words are powerful. They can build people up or tear people down. But I also think when we're talking about speaking greatness into others or speaking life into others, we speak to their potential, speak to who they ought to be, not who they are right now, but who they are to become. And one of my favorite speakers talks about how inside every man there's a prince and there's a punk, and whoever you speak to will come out. So it's important to us that we speak to that prince inside that individual. You know, speak to their potential, speak to who they could become, rather than treating them as they are right now, and that's where they'll stay. And today I was just kind of humbled a little bit by one of our athletes who is not a great student in the classroom. He's actually struggled a little bit with some eligibility issues and applying himself in different subjects. And through these 2 days, he was making comments that were it was hard for us not to laugh at him, because they seemed very flighty, and you know, some of them just were they just were funny for a lot of us. And he sort of develops this reputation that he's not, you know, not one of the smartest guys on the team, and that's not holding anything back from him. Sometimes it's just the way that he portrays himself. But we were working in this little situation where we were calling it play wrestling, and they were kind of rolling around, just getting a good feel. And as we were doing this, like the light bulb came on inside my head, and I'm like, you know what, guys, this is just like two bear cubs rolling around. They're play wrestling. They're having a good time, and this is actually getting them ready for when they are adult bears and they actually need to hunt and they fight and they do damage to others. They practice when they're young, and they do this play wrestling scene. And you know, the kids got it instantly, and I think they move forward with the activity. And then you know, one of the other coaches is like, yeah, same thing with sea otters. And then, you know, we were kind of making obscure jokes about all the different animals and the animals that do it. And I even made a comment. It wasn't even funny, and I said, and even jellyfish. And I don't know what jellyfish babies are called. And this one kid goes, I know, they're called polyps, and the adults are medusas. And we just like stood there, we're like, you gotta be kidding me. Did this come out of this individual that had been making these, you know, kind of airheaded comments throughout the couple days? And I looked at him, I'm like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. I know everything about the Cnidarian phylum, and I could tell you how they're born and how they start out as larvae once they're fertilized and they grow into polyps. And I'm just like, I was mind blown. I didn't know this information, so it was interesting to me. But and it's just his eyes lit up, and you know, like I said, he struggled in the classroom, and we sort of wrote him off in categories like this. But he stepped up with jellyfish, something that was obscure to me and I didn't know anything about, and he was passionate about it, and he owned the information. And we took a little break. He came back, and his whole demeanor was completely changed, and he became a leader. He was building people up, and it was wonderful for me to see and to experience, because here I had put him in a category, you know, and expected certain things out of him, where I was convicted because I wasn't speaking to his potential. And we had a great conversation after about him, you know, reaching his potential, thinking about this little jellyfish area and his interest in Cnidarians, and how he can apply that to other classes and to other subjects. And you know, I felt that I was really speaking to his potential and speaking life into him, because he showed me something that, you know, that he was passionate about, that he was good at. And it was great for me as a coach. But you know, it's always I always love it when you know, your athletes hold you accountable to the principles and the standards you're trying to teach. And we're all about speaking life into others, and this was just a great example for me to say, holy man, you know, maybe I was a little off on this guy, but there's still potential in him, just like there's potential in everyone, and we still need to speak life into him.